Today's professionals ask questions like, how do I recover when I make a mistake on stage? I've been asked this question a number of times, and it was one of those questions that I asked myself. I wanted to know, okay, how am I going to back myself? How am I going to support myself if I make a mistake? Also, these questions can be like, how much vulnerability is too much? I had that question one day. It was kind of reframed a little bit differently, but I was talking about being real and being vulnerable. And somebody asked, well, how much of our guts do we spill? Well, enough that is safe and you can stay on point, you can deliver your content with confidence. But sometimes you get triggered, and I was recently this year in a speech for the Cancer Council. I got triggered because it was very raw and real in my life, with my sister and my grandson both being diagnosed with leukemia this year. So some other questions that professionals might ask is, how can I be relatable without losing my authority? Yeah. So we all have stories that we can impart with, and I'm going to go a bit more into that with the training. The answer is to embrace your imperfection as part of the performance. Allow yourself to be yourself and have ways of supporting yourself through those transitions when things get a little bit shaky or emotional. We all have moments, right, where especially with things like grief. I've certainly experienced a lot of grief in my life. And the thing with grief is that it's a monster all of its own. It has its own energy. And those waves can come up at any time, and we can be triggered by certain things. It can be a person, it can be speaking about a story, it can be music. Can you relate to these anchors? These are anchors that you may be triggered by a person that may have shared a grief experience together with a certain person leaving your lives and transitioning. And so when you see that person, it brings immediately emotion. So can you relate to what I'm saying?